Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first episode of INIT Talks. And I'm Elz, and I'll be your host for this INIT Talks. It's very nice to have you all here today. And Sean Antonia, I see that you just following us on Twitch. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Enjoy your time here. And yeah, so this is a new program on INIT Esports. Normally, we are broadcasting a race like the screen to speed, for example, right? And now we are going to have this kind of talk show, or should I say a podcast? So, yeah, every week we will be interviewing a female in sim racing or motorsports. Well, basically, everyone who has patience in motorsport and sim racing. I'm so happy to have this, and please welcome our first guest of today, the INIT Talk episode 1, Yvonne. Hi.
Hello, everyone. Happy to be here for the first INIT Talks.
Right, how you doing today, Yvonne?
I'm okay, and how are you?
I'm doing good. I mean, I'm quite
Good.
nervous for this talk, but I'm so excited. Like, it's finally happening. I always wanted to have this kind of show on any channel, and we are making it happen. And guess what, guys? If you haven't followed us on social media, you should follow us on social media at Init Esports, because we literally just announced a big announcement on social media. It's like the biggest thing ever for Init Esports. So yeah, basically we just announced the dream team by Init Esports, and Yvonne is a part of the dream team. Congratulations, Yvonne.
Thank you, and thank you for being part of this. I'll be driving the Screen to Speed Dream Team, accelerated by Male,
Oh,
together with Sarah Doff, Nina Haan, and Victoria Mello. I'm really looking forward to this. This will be the VCO Infinity.
oh God, that will be so awesome. I mean, competing in VCO, I mean, I feel like it's like everyone's dream to compete there in high level of competition. And congratulations for making your way to the dream team. I'm so looking
Thank you.
forward to have you to see how you're doing in the race. But before we talk about the VCO and Dream Team and more, why don't you introduce yourself to the audience, Yvonne?
Yes. Well, I'm Yvonne Houffelaar, 30 years old, originally from the Netherlands, but living in Austria now. And I am the community manager from INIT Sports. I'm also a disabled sim racer and a racing driver.
That's very
Um,
interesting.
yes, it is.
Right, right. So, I feel like you're doing a lot of things, like you're sim racing. You are racing in real life. And also you are the community manager of Init Esports. That sounds like a lot of job to do. Don't you think so?
No, it is, but I have the passion for it. So if you have the passion for it, it doesn't feel like working.
Doesn't
It's
feel
great
like
to do.
working.
Yes.
Right,
Yes.
right, right. And before we talk more about this, would you mind to explain it to us? Like, how did you get into motorsport or sim racing?
Well, I was a little girl, 7 years old. I was already watching Formula One with my dad, and we were in on holiday in the south of France, and there was a go-karting track, an outdoor one. And I said to my parents, I said, "Oh, this is cool. I want to do this." So I went there and went some go-karting, and yeah, I loved it, and it went well. So back in Holland, we were looking for a go-karting club, and
Oh,
that's where it all started.
right. So you went to this. You're watching this Formula One race with your dad, and you were
Yes,
like, I want to race too,
yes,
and you straight
I want to do that
finding
too.
a karting club.
Yes,
Oh
here in
wow.
Zoetermeer, it's now way more improved than it was back then, which is great to see because I
Right.
keep following them still.
Mm-hmm.
And they are coaching youth to get better into go-karting and go to races.
Mm-hmm.
Started with indoor, now it's also outdoor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's great.
Right. So speaking about karting, because sometimes I ask my friend, the real driver, like, how do you get into motorsport? How do you get into real racing? And they always recommend you to start from karting.
Yes,
So
it's good to
karting
learn.
is like the start of everything.
It doesn't have to be, but most are starting with karting because you can learn very well the basic,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still expensive, but a bit less expensive than a motor racer.
Right.
So, yeah, especially when you're younger, like I was 7 years old, from sim racing, I never heard back then.
Right.
So, for me, go karting was the first step
Mm-hmm.
into this. And
Right.
when I was 15 years old, I got my racing license.
Oh wow, when you're 15. When you were 15, you already got your racing license.
Yes,
Oh
I wasn't
wow.
allowed to drive on the road, but I could drive on the circuit.
Yeah, I heard about that from some of my friends. Like they started go karting from the very young age, and all of
Yes,
them saying that yeah, I didn't have my race driving license back then, but I can race in the track. So you're saying that if you want to be a racer, you can start from the young age, and you don't really need to worry about driving license because driving license and racing license are two different things.
yes, it is.
Right. And you're mentioning before that you started from indoor karting, then go to the outdoor karting. Is it
Yes.
like everyone should start from the indoor karting or they can just straight to the outdoor?
You can also start from the outdoor, but I found a nice club to learn, and I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to learn, and I wanted to get better, and I wanted to win a lot. So that's where I started and grew from there.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. And what's the difference that that you see between indoor karting and outdoor karting? Is it like much of a difference?
The level is higher outdoor, so I was very happy when I came from indoor that I could build up the experience, the
Mm-hmm.
learning curve. I knew everything I needed to do. I knew all about racing lines, in the weather, because it's like to rain here in the Netherlands, so we drove in a lot of rain. I knew
Oh.
exactly what to do
Mm-hmm.
with the cards, with the setups, and so on. So it's very good to learn the basics for me
Mm-hmm.
indoor and then make the step outdoor with another team
Mm-hmm.
and go further there.
Oh, right. Now I know, or now I can tell the difference. Like, yeah, I mean, if you're doing an outdoor karting, you have to deal with the weather, the changing weather. Meanwhile, in
Yes.
indoor, you can focus on learning how to drive, how to race.
Yes, and most of the times outdoor is going a lot quicker as well. So the
Oh.
indoor carts are usually slower than an outdoor cart.
Mm-hmm. Right. So for everyone here watching the INIT Talks, we just learned something new today. So if you wanna get into real racing, you can start from indoor karting. So it's like the best way to learn. Like it's a great
If it's
start.
the best way, everyone does what they prefer. But I
Right.
really like the option to learn and be prepared because I like to be prepared
Mm-hmm.
and then go to the outdoor track and go from there.
Right. And now down to the next question. You're talking about karting. It's something that we are doing in real life. We're not playing games in karting, right?
No.
And now that you are also doing a lot of race in the sim, can you tell
Yes.
like what's the difference? Like the first thing that you notice. Okay, it's so different between sim and real racing. So,
Yes.
do you mind
Well,
sharing with us?
I think it's good there is sim racing now because
Mm-hmm.
back then when I was 7, we never heard about sim racing and maybe there was something on a console or something, but not like iRacing or Assetto Corsa Competizione, Gran Turismo 7, uh, and so on. And it's a lot cheaper than karting, that's
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And
Okay.
especially with a PlayStation, you plug it in the TV, you can sit on a chair or in the couch and you can sit with a controller and you can
Right.
already race. So there isn't much needed
Mm-hmm.
if you want to do some sim racing on the console. The PC is a little bit more expensive,
Mm-hmm.
but still is nothing compared to go-karting. And it's a good preparation because I can learn the tracks
Exactly.
for racing in the sim, so I know how the track goes, and
Mm-hmm.
then I go to the in real life track, and then you already know, okay, this turn is going right, it's going left, that's the
Right.
turning point, and it can be a little bit different in a racing car,
Mm-hmm.
but at least you know how the track goes, so it makes it easier.
Right. Because I live very close to Sonoma Raceway and I race a lot in that track on the sim. And when I went there, when I went to the track, I arrived at the track, I can actually tell that, okay, that's my breaking point in the games. I see that sign, I need to break right there. And for me, like by looking at it between sim and real life, it looks similar. Like
Yes,
you can actually learn the track from the sim. You don't need to spend a lot of money doing a track test, track day, whatsoever. You can learn that from the sim, right?
yes.
So simulator giving you a really big access to real
Yes, and
racing.
I wish I had it back then because the first time I drove at Zandvoort, I drove the normal layout. But they have a
Right.
different layouts there, like the national track, the GP track.
Mm-hmm.
It was before Zandvoort got rebuilt for the F1s. That was way before then.
Right.
But then we came for another track day, and I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have the simulator, so I didn't know all the other layouts.
Right.
And we go on the track, and I had a coach next to me, and we didn't know, and he didn't know either, that there was a chicane built and there was gravel. So
Oh
I
wow.
came there way too quick, and I went, oh no, this is not good. But I knew if I would brake, I'm stuck in the gravel. I can't go anywhere, and it was just a little bit. I think
Right.
10 meters or something. So I just floored the throttle in, and then fingers crossed I come out, and we came out. So
Uh-huh.
we were lucky there. But if I had a simulator back then, I
You
would have
would be able
known.
to. Right.
Yes,
Right, right. So back in the day, you don't have iRacing or any kind of simulator. How did
no.
you learn the track back then?
YouTube, watching a video,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, some draws. There were draws of the track,
Mm-hmm.
so you could know how it goes,
Mm-hmm.
and then just go on the track and see how it goes, basically.
That sounds like a challenge because I just start doing sim racing. Like I just 4 years into it, and when I got into sim racing, we already have iRacing. It's so easy for you to find a wheelbase or pedals. You can just go to Amazon and get a new set of wheels. It's very easy
Yes,
in my era, but I imagine in your era back then, you don't have a
Europe
simulator.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it must be like really, really hard to do. But honestly, I really adore I don't want to say the old racer, but racer from the older era, like when they don't
Yes.
have simulator, when everything is still limited, like all the sources are limited. Learning how to race can be like really, really hard. Like there's a lot of things
Yes.
you need to learn on the track, and I feel like you need to learn and adjust everything on the fly.
Yes, especially back then. But it also made it a challenge. It was very cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh well, hello Yukino Suzuka. I remember your name
Ah,
from the
Micah.
Sprint to Speed Winter Cup on Gran Turismo, right? Hello. So you did on BMX in my younger years, and drivers like Alexander Wurz and the Coronel brothers. You learned the racing lines and defending defensive lines too in BMX. Honestly,
Nice.
BMX is super super new to me. I have no context about the BMX. So you know, if you don't mind sharing your experience with that, feel free to share in the chat. And for every one of you, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because after having this talk with Yvonne, you can ask questions like any kind of question as long it's related to sim racing and motorsports. Okay, Yvonne, let's get back into
Yes.
our conversation. Speaking of accessibility and pathway to get into motorsports, do you have any experience on that? Like from getting it, like how do you manage to make it to real racing? Because you're doing some racing also. So if you don't mind sharing with us, like what are the experience you got from getting into real motorsport? What are the challenge in motorsport in real racing? Speaking about sponsorship and stuff.
Well, it is a challenge. I have scoliosis, which means I had a surgery when I was 13 years old, so my back got fixated.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, for me, it was a challenge because I can't walk very well. So if they see me coming, you think, oh, well, she can't even walk well. How is she going to drive a car? That's
Right.
already the first thing. And especially when I was younger, it wasn't as much racing with a disability. It wasn't much known. There were a set of hand controls, but it was very expensive to drive.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And at some point, I needed to stop because of my disability. It's gone backwards. I couldn't feel what I was doing with the pedals, and yeah, I was just getting lost basically. So
Right.
then I stopped, and due to sim racing, I got the chance by Team Red to race with them with the hand controls.
Yep.
So I've raced on Silverstone, Alton Park,
Oh wow.
Anglesey, a few other tracks, and with hand controls.
Right.
And they are specialized in racing with a disability as well.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was a great experience. Unfortunately, I am now having a year of a break because my health has gone backwards a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to recover first and see some doctors more.
Yep.
And then we'll see from there.
Right. So you got a chance to drive in real life and it's Silverstone, one of the most legendary track in the world.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
a great experience. Oh wow. I'm so jealous of you now. I want to race in real life
Oh,
too.
I'm sure
I
you can get there.
I'm into that. I really hope that one day I can race in real life just following your path, getting into real motorsports. That's wow.
Will be great. We will cheer you on.
You'll be in the paddock like watching me.
Yes.
Okay, so speaking of the real track, Silverstone and stuff, Alton Park, which one is the most memorable track for you? Which, or should I say, which one is your most favorite tracks to drive in real life?
That's difficult. After 10 years, the first time I was back in a racing car for a test was Silverstone,
Mm-hmm.
which was already great.
Oh
But
wow.
it's not my favorite track to race on because I really love Brands Hatch. It's going up and down,
Oh yeah.
blind corners, and yeah, I love that. And Anglesey as well. It was beautiful. One side you had the mountains, the other side you had the lake. It was going up and down, and
Wow.
there was also the corkscrew was in there, only just the other way around as Laguna.
Uh
So
huh.
yeah,
That
it was great.
sounds like an interesting track. I wish we have
Yes,
that in iRacing. Like iRacing, please scan that track. I want to see the
yes,
lake and
it's
the mountains.
recommended. Yes. And I remember our coach saying, "Don't look too much when you go the first time on track. Only in your in lap after the practice we were allowed to look around. So the in lap were very slow because we needed to cool the car down, but also have a have
Right.
a look around."
Brands Hatch is the best. Hello, Sarah! Oh my god, Sarah and Girza, welcome to INIT Talk. Welcome to the first episode of INIT Talks. It's
Yeah,
very nice to have you here today. Girza, the winner of Screen to Speed Winter Cup on Gran Turismo, the first winner on Gran Turismo. Welcome, Girza. Welcome, welcome. And Sarah also agree that Brands Hatch is the best.
I
Yep.
think Sarah Hockey is an instructor at Brands Hatch
No
or another
way.
track. I'm not sure, but she
What?
probably can tell more about it in chat.
That is really cool. If you are the instructor in Brands Hatch, please, when I go to UK, please educate me. Please coach me. It's like one of my favorite track back in the day when I was racing in ACC, because the first corner, I feel like the first turn is very very technical. Like it's going downhill, and the breaking point, like if you miss the breaking point, you will end up in the grass, or not the grass, the sand kind of thing over
Gravel.
there, the gravel, right? Why do I call it sands? Yeah. So Brands Hatch is very very interesting, and I saw that on social media. I think Eliza Seville, the girl who raced in the Screen to Speed, I think she raced in International Women's Day, if I'm not mistaken. And in the Invitational back in December 2023, she just had a
Ah,
race in Brands Hatch, I believe, in the
nice.
MX5. And wow, I want to see that track in real life one day.
It is recommended. It is good.
I'm a supercar instructor at Brands Hatch and few other tracks. Oh wow, Sarah. Wow, that's really really amazing. Wow. Wow, Sarah. One thing for sure, I will contact you when I go to any racetrack in the UK. And maybe you can coach me next time, me and Yvonne. And Girza said that people who race with disabilities are a badass. It makes me so happy to see. I mean, I really adore you. I really adore you, Yvonne. Like from the very first time I met you in the more female racers, you were in the pro class, and back in the day I was in the AM class, so I'm still a newbie back then, and I really look up to you. Like you're fast, like I really look up to you, and I'm so happy that we become friends now, and we did some race
Yes.
together in
Yes, we did.
iRacing and
In
in
iRacing,
ACC.
yeah.
Yep,
Yeah, it's good fun.
it
And
was.
you are a lot quicker now than you was back then, so that's good.
Thank you very much. I'm trying my best to keep on improving. Like, honestly, every time I'm seeing the girls racing in the Screen to Speed, I watch the broadcast sometimes, and you can tell these girls are so fast and really, really competitive. I mean, especially if
Yes.
you look into the Winter Cup, the battle is always like full of Bianca and Nina. Like, I learned how to take a defensive line, and I learned how to, okay, that's how you do a race from that series.
Yes.
Like, wow, I want to be like you girls one day. Like, being fast, compete, like, start in the front row and keep on competing. Like, wow. So, if any one of you want to compete in the Screen to Speed, congratulations, we just opened the registration. Not like we just opened it, we already opened it since last week, something like that. So, if you're looking
Yes.
for a competitive league for female, feel free to join the Screen to Speed. You can register on screentospeed.com, and I'll see you on the track. Oh my god. Yes, Sarah. Oh my god. And Yvonne, speaking of real racing, let's talk a bit about real racing. I did some karting back in the day in North America, and I what I noticed, the difference between simulator and real life is that when I'm entering one corner, I can tell if I'm going too fast in real life. Meanwhile, I don't really feel that in sim racing. Is how do you what do you think about that? Is it like quite accurate or not?
I think it's also depending on the equipment you have. If you have a direct drive, you can feel a lot more, and
Mm-hmm.
especially a lot more in the details from the car, what it's doing.
Right.
If you don't have a direct drive,
Mm-hmm.
then you feel a lot less. So it's you just feel like this, but you don't feel what the car does.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And I think with a DD, it comes a little bit closer to real racing, but real
Mm-hmm.
racing, you can feel it with your back, uh, with your butt. You can
Yep.
feel it more when you
Mm-hmm.
sit it in and in a simulator, or you have a full motion. But well, I don't have a full motion. I think most of the people don't have that.
Yeah. True.
Um, you don't feel exactly the same what's happening in real life car,
Right.
and the adrenaline and everything that comes to it.
Yep.
Uh,
I think
it's
I think the difference that I feel when I was like doing this karting kind of thing is that, yeah, I can really feel on my back and on my butt when I'm going too fast. Okay, I can feel it like, okay, it's too fast for me. Okay, or if I'm going too slow, I can feel it like, okay, I'm too slow. I can get back on throttle like really quick. Meanwhile, in simulator, I feel like I really need to depend on my eyes on the like eyes on the screen to see if I'm going too fast or if I'm going too slow. And what I like about real racing is that you are feeling more details than in the simulator.
Yes.
Like, yeah. Yeah, Yukino, Road America. It's one of my favorite track in United States. It's like one of the most beautiful place in America is Road America. And Yvonne, what about you? What is there any favorite tracks that you like? Is there any tracks that you like in the simulator? Let's talk about sim.
Oh, in the simulator, yes, Misano. I love it. Now it's also on iRacing,
Uh
so
huh.
I'm very excited to race on at Misano in iRacing. But on
Oh.
ACC, I have many and many hours on that track. You can cut everywhere, and it's just a lot in the details. And if I had the speed what I
Mhm.
have there on that track, on every track, that would have been amazing.
And what makes you like that track?
Just that it flows well. Just when I drive it, I get in the flow, and then it's yeah, it's
Right.
just a great track.
Huh. Cause I think for me, Misano, the first turn is like going. There's like a small chicane kind of thing. Like,
Right, left, yes, but you
yeah,
can cut a lot. And little tap on the brake in the middle, cut again, full throttle.
right.
Yes,
I think your
it's
type of favorite track is totally different than my type of favorite track. Maybe because
good.
our driving
What is
style is
yours?
different. Mine is Road America and Sonoma. I
I thought you
love.
were gonna come with a good oval.
We are talking about the road track. We are talking about the road track.
Ah, okay,
We will
okay.
talk about the oval maybe later. But I really want to get back into road racing because road racing has its own challenge. Like the way you brake, the way you like. I don't know. It's just quite different for me. And
Yes, it is.
yeah, especially because in road racing you have more corners than when you are racing in oval. I mean, oval is just oval, like this, right?
Yeah, but you say it's just oval, but oval racing, there comes a lot with it. It's still difficult with the brake, and
Yep.
if you apply too much brake, the wheels just looks up, and you have all kind of flat spots, and yes, then it's gonna be a long stint if you need to drive a stint.
Yep.
And I like also the tactics because I'm great. Yeah, I like the tactics in a race.
Yeah, the
Which tire should I
strategy.
take? The
Right.
strategy. Uh, when do I stop? I want to get back in the lead lap. That was with the Invitational. I was getting the laps back, so I
Mm-hmm.
came back into the race.
Right.
And yeah, it's what I like about oval racing is totally different than road racing.
It. I feel like oval is like a different world than road racing.
Yes,
Like the way
yes,
you drive, and you really depend on the drive, and the way you make a pass is total different than when you're trying to make a pass in road racing. It's not like you can just take different line and hoping that you will make a pass, you know. Like it's a
yes,
different way to race in my opinion, like between oval and road racing. And
yes,
even
it is.
for you as European, how do you see oval racing? It's
Oh,
a
I
bonus
love
question,
it.
by the way.
I love it. I hope I can do it sometime in real life because I really like it. We have here the NASCAR.
Mm-hmm.
We first only had the Cup Series, and now I think since 1 or 2 years ago, we can also see the Xfinity Series and the Truck Series.
Mm-hmm.
So every weekend nowadays we have NASCAR, IndyCar on
Right.
TV.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, I love to watch it. It's most of the times late evening, so when the Gran Turismo 7 is ended, the races,
Mm-hmm.
and we are done, then we go watch the TV, watch some good NASCAR, and then go to bed.
Imagine like watching the NASCAR race before going to bed.
Yes.
Oh wow. I mean, not like this is the first time I'm seeing someone who actually love doing oval. My European friend that actually loving oval. Welcome to the club,
Yes.
Yvonne.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oval
Yeah, I would love
racing.
to.
Wow. We should do some drives
Yes, it
together.
is. It is underrated because you really need to have a lot of practice to be fast in the whole stint, in the whole race,
Mm-hmm.
instead of over 1 or 2 laps and then you get a drop off.
Right.
It takes a lot of practice to get there.
True, and I feel like in oval, let's talk about racing oval in the simulator. It's I feel like every time I get into the oval race, it's all about surviving. Like you go on survival mode.
Yes.
Like you have to learn how to survive, make it to the end. I think that's when I learned that racing is more than trying to push, trying to be fast, trying to be in front as much as you want. But
Yes.
sometimes you have to like wait in the mid pack and read your opponent. Like it's a different game.
Yes, it is different, and it's surviving. And then
It
the
is.
last 20 laps or 30 laps, it's elbows out and go for the win.
Mm-hmm. And I feel like in oval, you are racing the drivers, especially in iRacing, because I believe between Toyota, Chevrolet, and Ford, they are running the same machinery, like in iRacing. So basically, everyone is driving an equal car, not like you're having like an OP car that fast at the straight, meanwhile the other is not really fast. So for
Yes,
me, oval really teach me how to race.
yes.
Yeah. And Yvonne, is there any memorable event in sim racing for you?
What I remember from the past, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Like any
Ooh,
memorable event?
I did a lot, to be honest. A lot of series, a lot of endurance racing
Mm-hmm.
with Sophie and Sarah Doff, Sarah Johnson, Alatea. We drove a lot together,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, we still do endurance racing because it's what I like the best to
Endurance.
do. Endurance, yes,
That's interesting. You like the endurance. You like a
yes,
long race, then rather
yes,
than doing like a hit race really fast, 10 minutes,
yes.
15 minutes. Hmm.
I like when a bit of strategy comes involved and
Right.
weather changes and well, just driving with a team is also great. We help each other. We spend a lot of time together.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, yes, I like it. It's something special.
Right.
Oh yes, I remember you, Micah. We meet each other for the first time with the Diamond Drive Cup, and
Oh.
and then I heard her talking. I think during the briefing or something. I thought, oh, she is Dutch. That's great. So we connected right away because I thought, oh, that's good. Another Dutch driver. That's good. And
Oh.
I saw Sophia also for the first time due to that
Wow.
Diamond Drive Cup.
Right.
Hey, Sharon.
I think it was like back in 2020, 2021. I think. Yeah.
Eh,
Or some
something like
way
that.
before. Yeah. Hi, Sharon! Oh my god, another one, another GT7 drivers. Hi, Sharon! It's very nice to have you here today. Welcome in, welcome, welcome. Enjoy your time here. You're very awesome. 21, right. I feel like time flies so fast. Like, I started
Yeah,
sim
it's going
racing
fast.
in 2020. I got into the more female racers. I think we met in more female racers back in 2021 or 22. And now it's like 2024. Like, time flies so fast.
Yeah, I think you joined in season 3, I think.
Four, season four.
Four.
Yeah, I was in season
Huh.
four, and it was like back in the day. It was like a 1 hour race. I think we did like a 1 hour race with teammates. Yeah,
Ah, yes. Yeah.
yep. I think that was my first competitive sim racing event for female. Like first time I'm getting into the female sim racing league. And honestly, right now I'm super happy because now here in INIT Esports we are having a regular screen to speed event. I can say like it's regular because every time the show is done, the event is done, we straight into the other one. We straight to the next one. Keep on doing it, you know.
Yes.
And I feel like we need more sim racing event for women. Because at least for me as a woman, I feel kind of awkward to get into a new league and full of strangers. And for me, I prefer to talk with girls, like, you know. So I think what we are doing right now here in INIT Esports, here in Screen to Speed, we are doing a really great job to meet more women, to invite more women to get into the competition. Because again, not everybody wants to throw themselves into the race like high level straight into it, right? So yeah, everyone, once again, if you are looking for a sim racing league for female, join the Screen to Speed Spring Cup and learn more on www.screentospeed.com, and don't forget to follow us on social media at Init Esports and Screen to Speed, because we are cooking on a lot of fun things on social media, and hopefully we can keep on, like bringing more women into motorsports, more endurance. Should we do Screen to
Yes,
Speed endurance series? How about that? Would you join, Yvonne?
I would like to. Yes, I love some good endurance racing.
Yep. What? Okay. I think I can ask you this question. What are the challenge in the endurance race other than changing weather and stuff like that?
Staying consistent.
Hmm.
It's a challenge. I'm good with that. That's why I like the endurance race. My pace is sometimes not as quick as the quickest,
Mm-hmm.
but because I'm driving very consistent, it levels out basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting
Right.
eagle, a bit more eagle. I don't know how you say that well in English,
Mm-hmm.
but yes, I think that's the key. Consistency is the key. Keeping the car on track and
Right.
stay consistent.
So in the endurance race, because sometimes when I'm asking a question to someone, to the pro player, like how how to be good in sim racing, yeah, you have to be fast. You have to keep on pushing. Meanwhile, it that thing doesn't always work in the endurance, right?
No, if you are very fast and one of the fastest on track, but you're in the wall two times and have a 15 minutes repair on iRacing,
Hmm.
then you have no chance to win. Then you can
Right.
be the fastest all race, but the longer you spend in pit lane, the more you're losing time.
That's a good point. So endurance and sprint race is like two different things. Meanwhile, I think in sprint
Yes,
race you can keep on pushing because the race is a lot shorter. It means that you
yes,
need to push if you want to gain position. So it's a
yes.
different
Then you need
gameplay.
to push. Yes, it is.
Right. And by the way, speaking of your other profession, other than being a sim racer and IRL driver, you're mentioning earlier that you are also a community manager. And based on the list of experience that you gave me, you are also the team manager, right? Can you tell me a bit about your story as a team manager?
Well, I'm a co-founder with Sophie from United Sim Team,
Mm-hmm.
and we rebranded Eating Brits back then, basically. And it's great to give our drivers the opportunity to race, to learn from each other, to basically have the UST family. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's great to do and share our passion with them, and they are also sharing it further out. So that's great. And yeah, with INIT Esports, I started before the Las Vegas event. I
Mm-hmm.
think in the end of 2022. And yeah, it's great. My health went backwards, and yeah, I just wanted to help and share my passion. And Steffi gave me this amazing opportunity, and I'm still doing it every day, and it's great to do.
Right. Is there any challenge or any obstacle that you got as a community manager? As in, like, what are the challenge on handling people or managing people? I mean, you don't have to be like very brutally open on that, but
Oh no, no.
just telling me like in general, like, because I
In
assume that handling people can be a challenge sometimes.
It sometimes is, but you get also so much back from it. Uh, a lot of the drivers are very grateful and very exciting to having the opportunity to get the highlight, and
Mhm.
yeah, that's why I want to do this. I want to help them and help them grow further into sim racing, um, and also to be there for them and show what is possible. And that's the same with my disability. I love to help people. If my telling my story help for others, even if I can just help one, that will be already great. Of course, I want to help a lot more, but step by step. And yes, that's the goal. Help others, be there for them, give them that chance to shine.
You are doing a great job. Like in this
Thank you.
community, like you're helping a lot of people. You are encouraging a lot of people because I was driving with you in one event and I remember that the way you taught me about track, you sent me the track guide. I remember that in the MFR. Like you sent me the
Ah,
track
yes.
guide and also that when I was like having a really big issue with my PC, you decided to, okay, I will take over this car, I will drive. I know that our car is broken, but you keep on driving. I think that
Yes.
is one thing that I learned from you. Like no matter what happened, you have to keep on going. You have to finish the
Yes.
race. You have to commit. Like you are in this
Yes.
race, you have to finish it no matter what are the challenges is.
Yes. Never give up. In sim racing, but also in life, never give up. That's the key.
Yeah, I'm honestly in my sim racing journey, I must say that I wouldn't be here without you. I mean, I know that
Really?
I don't normally say this, and maybe you don't hear this from me all this time, but I wouldn't be here competing, keep on competing if I mean, thanks to you. Really. Thanks to you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm happy you're still competing because it's great to watch you and you have a lot of passion for it, and uh, you show it on your face as well very well. And if you watch your streams, they are getting also that passion. You can feel it, and that's good. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I mean, thanks to you. Because I remember that you were the one approaching to me on Discord. I still remember that, like 3, 4 years ago,
Yes.
you text me like, "Hey, do you wanna drive with us? Do you wanna this, that?" And it means a lot to me back then. As a newbie in sim racing, I feel so accepted in the
Yeah,
community.
but that's what I like, especially when you're new in sim racing. You're not sure how it all works, where to find series. Like Sharon, I found her on Twitch for the Winter Cup on
Oh
Gran
wow.
Turismo 7. She never drove on the online race before. We've practiced with her, and now she is gonna do the Spring Cup as well. And she's getting better every week,
Wow.
and that's just great to see.
Yeah. I think it's beautiful to
Giving them
see
the
people
yeah,
grow, you know?
giving them the opportunity is the best way I can do.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I cannot, I don't know, I cannot thank you. Like, thank you is not enough to me. Because you push
No.
me to keep on doing it. Like, you wanna race with me? Do you wanna race with us in the 24 hours of Spa? That was our first endurance.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Like that. And after that, you invited me to race in the VCO 10 hours of Suzuka, and that
Yes.
moment it was only two of us racing in 10 hours race, so each of us driving 5 hours, right?
Yes. It was good fun.
It was such an honor for me to drive with you, Yvonne, because
Ah,
I
thank
see you
you.
as my senior in sim racing, and to be drive with someone that I adore most is like, wow, wow. I keep on telling my friends and my family back then that I'll be racing with her. She's my senior in the competition, like that, right? I mean, oh wow. I feel like
Thank you.
whatever you do, you're doing great in this community, and we need more people like you, Yvonne, because there's a lot of people who want to drive, but not a lot of people who want to be the community manager. You know, not
Oh, I like
everybody
it.
having
I
a passion on that, I must say.
well, to be honest, for some time, I liked it even more than driving in the sim because my health went so much backwards, and I just wasn't well enough to race in the sim. And that I could do this and give others the opportunity, that was the best thing that I could do.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, I cannot. I don't know. Thank you is not enough, But again,
It is, it is, it's all good.
I'm so grateful to get a chance to actually know you in person. We met we met in Detroit back
Yes.
then, and now we are here having a talk, sharing about your experience in real racing, sim racing, and I know from your perspective about being a community manager, because I don't think I can do that, to be honest.
I like to help people and talk with them, so it's great.
Yeah, and here, Micah, I think Yukino is Micah, right?
Yes,
That's
Michael
what
Ploeg.
she did to me too in Diamond Drive Cup. See, you're helping a lot of people. You're not just helping one
That's right.
person.
I try. I try to help everyone.
And before we get into the Q&A session, is there any message that you want to share with everyone out there who has disability and they want to do sim racing or they want to do like real racing? Is there any words
Well,
of wisdom from you?
please, please message us because we can help you. I can help you maybe in at esports as well. And there are many possibilities to go into sim racing, into racing. I can advise what you need, or if you just want to have someone to talk about your disability or something like that, feel free to send a message.
Right. So we are creating a safe space for women in sim
Yes,
racing. We need more. We need more people to get into sim racing, more female. So if any of you guys here watching the stream and you know some girls who likes to drive in simulator, and they might be thinking that is there any sim racing league dedicated for women? You can share the screen2speed.com. You can share the event to your friends, to your family. So hopefully we keep on seeing new faces in our series, right? Because I feel like regeneration is really important. Like
yes,
keep having new people joining. And by the way,
yes.
speaking of the safe space, I would like to share you our Discord link. So feel free to join everyone. We are oh, I cannot share the link here. Okay, I can share
Oh,
it from.
maybe I can.
Okay, could you share the link to in the chat so
Let me
everyone who
find the
wants
link.
to join can click on the link and I will see you on Discord. Hey, by the way, Micah and Sharon and everyone here, if you have question to Yvonne related to sim racing and motorsports, feel free to send it in the chat. All right, here we go. So, Yvonne, while we are waiting for anyone in the chat to ask questions, I think I will have a few more questions for you.
Okay.
Right. So, speaking about real racing, which car that you drive in real life?
I drove in the Volkswagen Scirocco
Uh huh.
and also in the Citroen C1.
Citroen C1. Right. Right. Have you tried? Cause I see in this on the story here. You're saying that back in the day you did the testing with the BMW E30 and the Suzuki
Yes, that
Swift.
was the first car that I drove on track was a BMW E30. I love that
Fancy.
car. And the same car is now on Gran Turismo 7. So Sophie made me a beautiful United Sim Team livery
Oh wow!
for
I
that
cannot wait to
car.
see it.
Yes,
Oh wow!
yes, it's great.
And the Suzuki Swift, I had that car back in the day when it was really
Yes,
really hype, and I must say that it's a good car to drive, like a really really good
yes,
car, fun car to drive.
yes, it was good fun.
Yep. Wow. Well, I mean, honestly, you got so much experience in real racing and sim racing also. Like, wow. Are you still learning new things until today?
I learn every time I learn new things, and that's what I like about it as well.
Mm-hmm.
You can learn so much, and I always like to learn. So yeah, that's good. And every little bit that you can learn, it can make you just a little bit faster, or just a little bit more. Uh, I'm losing it now. Consistent.
Right.
Sorry. Um, just a little bit more consistent. That's good.
Right. So every day you are learning. Doesn't matter if you're already doing sim racing for 10 years, 5 years, or
Uh,
even 20.
I've I've started sim racing in 2015, so 9 years this year.
Mm-hmm.
So you never learn
You
learn
never stop
enough.
learning.
Basically, you
Yeah.
never stop learning.
Right. Oh, cool. There we go. Michael got question for both of us. Question to both. You mentioned before one mixed race. Which series, not NASCAR, would you like to race? Yvonne knows mine. Okay, Yvonne, you answer first.
Well, I would love the 24-hour at the Nordschleife. Is definitely something I would love to race. Also, the 24-hour at Le Mans, of course, as well. The WEC season, WEC series, WEC,
Mm-hmm.
is also
Oh,
amazing. I like the endurance racing, so yeah.
wow. You are really the endurance queen. You are the endurance queen. Okay, for me, Micah, which series, not NASCAR, series other than NASCAR that I would like to do? Mm. It's a hard question because I put all my love in NASCAR. Even if I wanna race in real life one day, I wanna race in NASCAR. Wanna get into the ARCA series as a start. But maybe if I become a road racer, maybe I will take the MX5 Cup. It's so fun to drive. It's always close racing, and yeah, my goal in road racing is to race the MX5, like compete in one full season of the MX5 Cups. I like driving a like a slow car. Cause for me, one thing for sure, GT3 car will be like too fast for me. If you put me in the GT3 car in real life, I would
It's great.
crash. You know. And Sean, is there any sim racing game that feels more like real life racing to you? Yvonne, a question for you.
I'm using a direct drive wheel, so my opinion, when I have everything set up perfectly, iRacing comes the closest. But I really love the graphics on ACC or Gran Turismo. If you look the Gran Turismo streams, the broadcast of our events, it looks perfect.
Yep.
So yeah, if they could combine it some way all together in one game,
It will be
that would
perfect
be
sim.
amazing. Yeah,
So iRacing is still your sim of choice. Speaking of the realistic.
the feel with the base and in the game,
Mm-hmm.
the f- the the feel what you get back in the steering wheel feels for me more realistic than Gran Turismo or ACC or R Factor 2. But it also depends on which equipment you're using.
Right, right. Race Room has the best sounds. Race Room. I never tried Race Room. Have you tried Race Room before, Ivan?
I tried it before. I can't remember when it was. It's quite some time ago. But I think I still have it. I think
Mm-hmm.
the base one is for free. I thought. I need to have a look.
Right. I think for me, Ivan and Chat, I think most of the time I only race in iRacing. A bit of ACC back in the day when I was still active competing. But now I'm more like in iRacing. And iRacing is like still my sim of choice until now. Speaking of, I can feel the tires even though that I'm not using a direct drive. I can feel And yeah, maybe the second one will be ACC for me. Speaking of the PC games, okay?
Yeah.
But I think for console games, I think I'm still loving the Gran Turismo. Again, because of the graphics, it's so beautiful. And I think sometimes people like, yeah, you don't have to play Gran Turismo. We learned that, we heard that sometimes, right? Like, yeah, you go to iRacing straight to it, you know? But I think for me, Gran Turismo is the best game or sim to start doing sim racing.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
great.
Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport.
Mm-hmm.
That's especially to start with sim racing. It's a lot less cost to get racing. So
Right.
you need a console and a controller, and you can just sit in front of your TV or a screen what you've got.
Mm-hmm.
You plug it all in, and you're good to go.
Right.
And you can already race. You can already compete if you want to, and of course you can have a rig and a great wheel as well for Forza Motorsports or
And
Gran
Gran
Turismo
Turismo.
7. But it's not needed. It's not necessary. As for PC racing, it's possible with a controller, but
Mm-hmm.
to be good, especially in endurance races, to be consistent, that's so much better on the wheel.
Right. So, if anyone here wanna start getting into sim racing, is it like a requirement to get a set of wheel and a rig as a start, or are you saying that starting with controller is fine?
If you start on the PlayStation or Xbox with a controller, you can start. You can race in our series on the Gran Turismo 7, and we can help you. And you can get experience into racing. You can practice with all of us who are there,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it's great.
Right, right. So, guys, it's not a requirement to get a fancy setup if you want to start doing sim racing. Because again, you can just start from the PlayStation using a controller, learn about the line, learn how to ride, how to drive. Then, if you are
Yes.
into it, then you can start making an upgrade on your setup. Gran Turismo is especially good if you find a small community with friends and weekly races. That's how I got into it
Yes.
about
Yes.
15 years ago. Wow. Wow, a lot of senior here. I feel like a newbie here. You've been doing sim racing for 15 years. That's amazing, Michael. That's really amazing. Team motion controls right here. Wait, are you racing with a
Yes.
controller in the Winter Cup? Is
She showed me how to do it. You have the controller in your hands and you're steering like this.
like an
I've
actual
tried it
steering
as
wheel.
well.
Oh, wow. You are amazing. Because I watched the replay of the broadcast and I saw you sometimes in the race, and I can't believe you're racing with controller. See, another controller player that can actually
Yes.
compete. Wow.
Yes.
So again, you don't need a fancy wheel to start sim racing. All you need is passion to start doing it. And even another question. Anyway, guys, feel free to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions to Yvonne, our guest of the day. But again, while we are waiting for questions to come in the chat, I want to ask you here. Since we are talking about getting into sim racing, if someone wants to get into sim racing, wanna learn how to drive, what do they need to learn first?
Well, it
Maybe.
also depends on the game,
Let's
but
say in Gran Turismo.
you need to learn how the controller works. Because when I held the first time a controller in my hands, I thought, okay, nice. And now, so you need to learn how the buttons working, the joystick, I think you're saying,
Yeah.
and the throttle and the brake. I have it then on the back.
Yep.
Um, you need to learn how it all works, and then just start on a track maybe that you already know. That's possible. You see it in real life. You know how the tracks roughly goes.
Mm-hmm.
You put the racing line on, put the assist on in the beginning, and just learn how the track goes. You don't have to uh, be quick right away. You can build it up. Practice is key. So you start slowly and practice and build up the speed, and then you can go into races if you like, or with a community, or just with some friends. It's all great to do.
So I think for learning how to compete, how to start competing in sim racing, you're recommending us to start from a small community race.
Well, it depends what you want. I sometimes throw myself into the deep end, just do it, and we'll see how how I get on.
Mm-hmm.
But I can understand that some ladies or drivers thinking, well, start small, learn, get a bit of the groove, experience how it is to race in the sim, and then we go to something bigger. So I understand both sides.
Mm-hmm. Right. So it depends on how are you learning things. If you are
Yes.
the type of person who likes to, okay, just throw myself into the competition, then do it. But if you feel like you don't have enough confidence on the track, starting from the community league is a great way to start.
Yes.
Right. And Sean asking a question. Have you seen the Gran Turismo movie? If so, what did you think of it? Yvonne, have you watched the movie?
To be honest with you, I haven't watched it. Luckily, so sad today, it is on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to watch it sometime when we have some time off in the evening. We're gonna watch
Right.
the movie.
Yeah, same here, Sean. I haven't got a chance to watch the Gran Turismo movie, but I watched the NASCAR Full Speed on Netflix, the documentary, and the Drive to Survive. Maybe I'm more like I prefer watching a documentary than watching a movie, I think. What about you, Yvonne?
Yes, it's shorter.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think for us, I must say for us, we prefer watching a documentary than watching a movie. But it doesn't mean that we are not going to watch the Gran Turismo. But
We are gonna watch it when we have some time. We're gonna sit down and watch it.
yeah, I just haven't got a chance to watch it because I just moved to California. We are still like I'm still like cleaning stuff. I haven't got TV here in my gaming room. It should have a TV right there, so maybe I can watch the
Ah,
Gran Turismo in the gaming room. But it's just that I haven't got a chance to do it. You have seen it, but you're not a fan of it. And oh, a mix review on the chat. One one person likes it, one person saying that not a fan of the Gran Turismo movie. But I think it's like based on the true story, right? I I mean, I read a bit about the movie review on internet somewhere. I think it's like based on true story about a sim racer who wants to be a real racer. So by the movie, I'm assuming that um, it's you can find your way to motorsport from sim racing. Hey, hello, United Sim Team Andre. Andre, welcome to the first episode of INIT Talks. If very nice to have you here today. Hi, how's it going? So we are chilling right now. We are. If anyone in the chat have a question for Yvonne, and any question related to sim racing and motorsport, feel free to ask anything in the chat while we are having a chat. Me and Yvonne. Now we are talking about the Gran Turismo movie. We are talking about someone who wants to get into real racing from sim racing. I think that will be me because I started from sim racing and I want to get into real racing. While Yvonne, she already did a lot of drive back in the day in karting. Sorry, a little late doing a GT7 daily race. Oh, a daily race. Interesting. Interesting. And you can learn a lot from the daily race too, right? Like you can learn how to drive from the daily race, I believe.
Yes, but the driving standards are sometimes a bit interesting. So
Right.
I haven't done much dailies. I think I've got a B license and that's it. But
Oh,
yeah.
right, right. So, is it like a total requirement for someone who wants to get into real racing from sim racing to get into the PC games?
I think it's possible to do it with Gran Turismo as well. I think in the PC they achieved a little bit more also with events for
Mm-hmm.
going into to racing as well. So yeah,
Right.
it's both possible.
So it's possible, but maybe when you're getting into the real track, maybe there is still something that you need to learn because you didn't get that in the sim.
Yes, there
While
you always need to learn. It's you can learn a bit of the basics in the sim, and then you go to the track, and then it's gonna get real. So people getting nervous or something like that. There are a lot of other things coming with that you don't have in the sim, or don't have as much in the sim.
right. I think when I was doing a karting, one thing that makes me shocked back then is that I hear the sound of other cart right next to me and it makes me shocked like, oh wow, that's so loud. Cause back in the day when I was racing in iRacing, I turned down the engine volume so I can hear the sound of the tires better. While in reality, you cannot choose which sounds you wanna hear more. So you hear everything, even though that you already wear a helmet, you can still feel the engine like really loud, like, and it makes me kind of
Yeah, but back
shocked.
in the days, I'm not sure if they still allowed now, but back in the days when I was racing outdoors, we were also sitting on the engine and putting the choke, I think you call it a choke or
Uh huh.
something in English, I'm not sure, but putting it in to just get that kilometers an hour faster. So I'm not sure if it's still allowed now, but back in the days, it was a good trick. So just get a few kilometers an hour faster on the straights or just out of the corner, just a little push.
Push, a
So
little push. And oh, Sean, what about Formula Woman for you else? Would you ever consider joining that? I would love to, but I think it's in Europe, I think, yeah. Because,
it's in England now, but
yeah,
I'm not sure if something is like that in America.
yeah, because Sean Antonia, I live in United States, and honestly, I'm still finding my way to start getting into motorsports. And what I'm thinking right now as a start is I want to try indoor karting. Because Yvonne said it earlier, like, yeah, indoor. And a lot of my friends recommends me to try out from indoor karting. So, yeah, maybe as a start, I will get into karting, learning how to drive in real life, race in real life. And then after that, maybe I will start finding my way to get into motorsport, real racing, because it's the thing that I really want to do in my life, in this lifetime, racing in real life. I want to know if she still have ambience for real racing. Is it for Yvonne? I assume
I
it's
think
for
so.
Yvonne.
Yes,
What about you,
yes,
Yvonne?
yes, Andre. I still have it. I haven't lost any of it. The passion for racing or whatsoever. Fortunately, my health's gone a lot backwards the last year. So I need to recover and see a few more doctors to get recover afterwards, and then hopefully next year we can look back into to get racing.
Right. I really hope that one day, or not one day, next year, make it next year. Next year you will back
Oh
sitting
yes,
on the race car.
Salzburgering,
Mm-hmm.
a Spielberg. Uh, well, I hope the Nordschleife. Huh? So I really
Uh-huh.
hope that will be the goal, the 24 hours of Nordschleife in a couple of years.
Oh
That will
wow.
be a great goal to get with Sophie, of course, to do that
Mm-hmm.
together. That's great.
Wow. We must say like don't be afraid to dream big, right?
No,
Don't
don't
be
be
afraid
afraid.
to dream big. It's free. You don't need to pay for dream big. So yeah,
Well,
dream big. Put your time and energy. Try to do it like one step at a time. I think, yeah, one step at a time. I
yes.
wanna First, for me, I'll get into karting. Trying to follow your path when you were young, you started from karting. So I will try to follow that. I got some basic knowledge from sim racing. Then maybe time to step up into karting. And hopefully one day I will make it to NASCAR. Because again,
That'll be
I want to get
great.
into the
Oh
NASCAR.
yeah, some good NASCAR racing. I would love to have someday a track day or something in a NASCAR,
Yeah.
and then on the high speed ovals.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yeah, that's so great.
Yep.
Yes.
Because when we were in Las Vegas, I think that was the first time I fell in love with motorsport because we went to the Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and I still remember that we walked down the bridge, like we tried to cross the bridge, like the basement tunnel part of it, like that, and that was the moment when all the cars passing the bridge, and I can feel the road is like rumbling really loud. I think that's what makes me love the oval race. And I think since that day, I said to myself that I want to race in oval one day because, wow, the ground is shaking. It's so cool. Like, wow.
Well, you have that also with road racing. In Zandvoort, you have it as well on the straight, the start finish line straight.
Mm-hmm.
You can walk under, and then on the bridge, basically,
Yeah.
they're racing on,
Mm-hmm.
and you have the same feeling as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I mean, in the end, I just want to race in real life. So if I got the opportunity to drive in real life, doesn't matter if it's oval or road racing, I will take that. I will take every opportunity. So I'm not gonna choose like I just want to do oval. I will take everything to learn about real racing. Then maybe later I can choose my preference. When I drove in the wet on Zolder, I didn't understand the wet lines. Now we have rain in iRacing. I get the basics I learned in real life
Yes.
for sim racing. Hey, Sean, how? No, no, that is Micah.
Micah.
Micah, I thought that was Sean. I'm sorry. Then Micah, you're saying that you got the basic that you learn in real life and you apply that to sim racing. Um, do you see any difference? Do you feel any difference driving in the rain between real life and in the sim? Of course, other than the other is game, the other is real life. But can you actually bring whatever you learn on the track in real life to sim racing? That's the question for the chat. Aren't there a NASCAR course on several ovals? Especially Las Vegas should be the place where you can buy day in one or multiple cars. NASCAR course on several oval. Oh wait, what do you mean by that?
I think she meant like track days on
Oh.
ovals, different ovals in America, especially Las Vegas, should be a
No.
place where you can buy a day, so a track day
Like a
in
track
one
day.
or multiple cars. I think that's possible. Yes.
I think it's possible, but I just haven't got a chance to take a look into the driving experience or the track day experience. But I know that some road tracks has the track days you can drive around the track, but I'm not sure about the oval track. Like I'm not sure about the oval track if they're having that track day experience. I'm pretty sure they have it. Hi, Trangins Design TTV. Hello, welcome to the first episode of INIT Talks. It's very nice to have you here today. In your time here, you're very awesome. We are having a chat with the one and only Yvonne Houffelaar, the sim racer RL driver, and also the community manager of INIT Esports. So if you have any question related to sim racing and motorsport, feel free to ask in the chat. It was very accurate, to be honest. So iRacing is doing a great job with the rain. Dan, I haven't tried driving in the rain since it's released because I haven't got my setup ready. But have you tried driving it, Tiffan?
Yes, one time I tried it. I think it's good. I like some good rain.
Hmm. Because I
the
did some
races.
drive in the rain, but it was in the ACC, I think. But in ACC, I forgot. But in iRacing, it's like almost rule of thumb that you need to take a different line when it's raining. You
Yes.
cannot take the puddle. I think in ACC you
Yes.
can still take the. Wait, I
You can
forgot.
still the racing line. Yeah.
Oh, but in real life,
On ACC in iRacing you do in iRacing you do a little bit wider, make sure the car is straight, and then you accelerate again. Basically, that works better. And in ACC, that's not needed, and you can just do the normal racing line.
yeah, that's. I think that's all I remember in ACC. You don't have to take like a different line in when it's raining, but you have
No.
to brake like early, of course, because of yeah.
Yes, reduce the speed a bit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Right, right. So that's what you guys do in real life when it's raining, when you guys like
yes, and
racing.
because we are Dutchies, we know about some rain.
Because
We have a lot of rain here. So.
we have a lot of rain, so you both of you are very well trained in the rain. So rain is not a
Yes.
problem. Meanwhile, it could be a problem for me because we don't really have much rain in California.
I'll help you. Don't worry.
How are you, Yvonne? I wanted to stop in and see what you guys were up to. Been missing all of you over here at INIT. Missing you too. Yvonne, how you doing? How do you feel? How's life and everything?
Yeah, I'm okay. Thank you.
Yes, and hopefully, Tranghis, hopefully in the future we will have more shows on INIT channel. We're starting from INIT Talks, having this little chat talk show, and hopefully maybe one day we can have, I don't know, a community session or something fun like a game show or like we are open to any kind of ideas. So if you have any fun ideas that we should bring to the channel, feel free to put it in the chat or you can message us on Discord, on Init's Discord. I believe Yvonne already shared the link to Discord. So yeah, feel free to join. Or you haven't. Hold on.
I thought I did, but I can't see it back. So,
Join our Discord. Don't worry, I will type it up for you. There we go. So I think you should be able to see the link, guys, on Discord. There we go. Right. So Yvonne, I think that will be all the question from me and Micah, Girza, and everyone in the chat. If you have some questions, feel free to ask in the chat any kind of question you want to know. Even asking a question about the Gran Turismo movie, we accept that because it's so related to sim racing and real racing.
yes. Yeah, I remember your name, Tangiza. I'm not sure if I say it right. I'm sorry if I don't.
Mhm.
Um, but I think he's the one that also raced on ACC with the INIT Sports livery,
Oh
if I remember
wow.
correctly.
Right, right. I think Trang is sometimes stream on Init Esports back in the day. So I think I hang out a bit back in the day in the chat. So of course I remember you. I remember every I feel like I remember every names in sim racing, like most people in sim racing. I don't know, maybe because it's a small world, like it everybody knows everybody and it turns out that I met someone on the track right before I know her or him. Like it's a small world in sim racing, so I feel like everybody knows everybody. And anyway, Yvonne, is there any future goal for you before we end the talk for today? Um, is there any goals that you want to achieve other than racing in real life?
Well, I would like to help as many ladies and drivers getting involved into sim racing, uh, coach them, help them to get better, uh, and get more women involved, basically.
Get more women into sim racing. right? Because I feel like in sim racing, we are driving with the same, not like same equipment, but all of us racing with a wheel and pedals. So for me, it doesn't matter if you're like a girl or a woman, you a girl or a boy. I mean, sorry. So if you keep on doing it, if you keep on doing it, keep doing it, right? Like, don't be
Yes.
afraid just because you're a girl or something. Just do it and let the results speak, right?
Yes, but not only in sim racing, also in real life, in the daily life. Don't give up. Keep pushing yourself, and
Keep
yeah, it
fighting.
will make you keep
Yeah,
fighting. It will make yourself happy. If
true.
you can achieve what you want to achieve. So yeah, I hope also in real life to help as many people with, for example, a disability, uh, to show them what you all can do, even with a disability or a wheelchair. It doesn't matter. You can do everything. Just maybe a little bit slower or a little bit adjusted. I race adjusted in the sim and it works very well. So it's nothing that
Nothing
can
can
stop
stop
you.
you.
Yeah.
Nothing can stop you for doing what you love.
Yes, indeed.
Because I remember back in the day when I just started doing sim racing. So, my background in social media is I started as a beauty blogger. I'm doing makeup. I'm giving a makeup tutorial. It's not like I'm giving you a sim racing tutorial.
Uh, I think you can give me a makeup tutorial and then I give you the sim racing tutorial.
Yep, right. I can give you some tips about makeup and you can coach me about sim racing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so back in the day when I started doing sim racing, like everybody said like she wouldn't survive in this gaming world. She will never making it to the top because again my background because I'm a beauty blogger and also that this world is full of men. So back in the day, having a female sim racer back in my home country, it's like something new to everyone. Like, okay, a female sim racer, what's that? I don't think you will survive. But yeah, keep on doing it. Because I never thought that I could be here having a chat about sim racing and want to get into real racing. So, yeah, I mean, if I stop, if I gave up back then, I wouldn't make it here. Oh! Oh my god, Linda! Hi Linda, how's it going? Welcome to the first episode of INIT Talks. I'm Elz and I'll be your host for the INIT Talks, and for the first guest of the day of the INIT Talk, we are having Yvonne Houffelaar. Woohoo! I'm a proud disabled sim racer and driver, and I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Linda, and I'm super proud of you, Yvonne, because after having this talk, I feel like, yeah, don't let anything stop you from doing what you love.
Yes.
Wow. I should push myself even more. As in, like, thank you for giving me, like, extra fuel to myself that, after having this talk, I feel so motivated to get back into sim racing. Because sometimes I'm losing it because I've been busy with works and stuff. Sometimes I'm questioning that, do I still wanna stream and doing sim racing? But then today we are having this chat. I don't know, it kind of reminds me of something that I like. I don't know if that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does. Well, due to my health, I can't race much in the sim now. So I do one league on Gran Turismo with a controller, uh, and that's already difficult enough because I'm not a controller driver at all. But I just like to compete a little bit. I practice some in the sim. I'm gonna practice a lot with the dream team for the VCO event,
Yeah.
and um, I'm not racing much anymore in the sim. But to help others is also great to do. So that's what I'm doing more now.
Yeah. And last question, because we're about to end the talk for today. What are your preparations getting into the physio event with new teammates, the Dream Team girls?
Yes, we are going to practice all four of us together. Once the cars will be announced, we're gonna decide who is driving which car, and then we're gonna practice for those cars only because I'm not gonna practice with all the five cars if I don't have to drive all the five cars.
Mm-hmm.
And when the tracks are announced, we're gonna practice with the cars on the tracks. I'll be hosting sessions, some coaching sessions, and so on to be on fire when that race weekend comes, the 20 and 21 of April.
So it's like in less than 1 month from now.
Yes, yes.
So is there any expectation going into this event?
Well, I think if we can get in the top 10 as a team, that will be amazing. We have two top drivers, Sarah Dolph and Nina. I'm a bit in between. And we have Victoria Mello, who is coming from the Sim for STEM program into iRacing last year. And we're going to coach her, and she's going to do great. Very young, talented lady who's very motivated to get everything out of it. So I'm looking forward to that.
I'm
I'm looking
rooting for
forward
the
to
dream
see
team.
her race in the VCO as well.
I'm really rooting for you girls. Like esports team full of female, like all female members competing in VCO. I'm supporting you. You got my support. Like me and my family will supporting this dream team. Like for real. Honestly, for me as a viewer of this event, I'm of course I wanna see you girls on the top. But for me, take the take the journey, enjoy the journey, especially for Victoria. I don't know if she's here or watching, but for Victoria, take your time, learn one step at a time. I'm rooting for you, and I'm rooting for all of you, Nina, Sarah, Yvonne. Sarah, I remember that she really loved driving in the rain back in the day when I was racing in 24 hours spa with her. So I'm really looking forward to see all of you driving in the VCO. Like really, I cannot wait. I'm so excited. I'm so happy when I'm posting the announcement. I'm so happy. Like oh my god, we make it happen. You know, I'm
Yes.
so happy. Oh wait, should we have a weekly practice session with the screen to speed Discord? That's a really good idea, Micah. We can have like I don't know, like a weekly INIT weekly race, maybe like a community race, like every Thursday or every Friday. Just a community race. Everyone is just like hosting a lobby. We drive together, we get to know each other more, and we learn how to drive. That's a good idea. I will put that on the list, and maybe we will make it happen. Because we keep on trying to make everything happen. Make the impossible possible, basically. Because when I just started getting into sim racing, I don't think that it's possible to have a female sim racing team. And here we are now in INIT Esports. We are making a sim racing team. So maybe in the future, in the near future, we will have an INIT weekly race, like a hosted lobby. We can drive together, have fun, and we can make a content. Or maybe me, I'm a content creator in gaming. So maybe here on INIT Talks, we can have I don't know, a talk show talking about how to start being a content creator in gaming. If you guys interested, I'm down for it. Like we can have how to start making a content, how to start being a content creator. If you guys interested, because I feel like sometimes people asking like, Aya, how do you make a clip? How do you make a fun clip like that? And I learned that. So maybe now it's my job to share my knowledge with you all of you guys,
Well,
like helping
I'll
the
I'll be
community.
standing first row because I really like what you're doing with the social media, and I already learned a lot because compared to you, I'm just a rookie into social media. So I really like what you're doing, and I learn still every day.
Yeah, maybe on for the next episode, maybe we will have like what do you say? Like a class, like not like an online class, but it will be free for everyone. But you guys can ask question about content creation, on how to grow your social media channel, what works and what's not works in on social media. So maybe in the near future we will have that. So we might have a weekly race, and other than that we might have um, a session, a learning session, I must say, a learning session on how to be a content creator. Or maybe in the future we can have Ash Vandelay, because she's a woman in motorsport. She's like doing a really great job. Her content is chef kiss, you know. So maybe we can have Ash, we can learn from her also. Or maybe if you have any other recommendation about who should we invite for the next INIT Talks, feel free to let us know on the chat or on Discord, because we would love to highlight every woman in motorsport and
Yes.
sim racing. It's our goal to give you girls a spotlight here in sim racing, because everybody is different, everybody has its own specialty, and every one
Yes.
of you is unique. So share your story to us. All right, then I think we are approaching the end of the stream. Yvonne, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
being the first guest. And finally, I got a chance to share my thoughts with you. And thank you so much for helping me and everyone in the community. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you, and thank you everyone for all the support. And I would love to see all of you back in the next couple of seasons, or we just talk, or whatever. I really enjoy it. So thank you all, and thank you in the esports, Steffi, UL, Soph, Fred, everyone that works in the background very hard. Male as well, VCO as well. And the next week, I think it's Victoria who has the
Yes.
interview on the same
Yeah.
time, I think.
Same time, same time. Every Thursday at 1 p.m. Pacific time, we'll be having the Dream Team member. First episode is Yvonne, and next one will be Victoria Mello, the girl who came from the Sim for STEM program, getting into the Screen to Speed event, and now she is racing with the pro in the VCO. So, moral of the story, keep doing it, don't give up. If you can see it, you can be it.
Yes.
And don't forget to follow us on social media at INIT Esports and Screen to Speed, because we'll be posting a lot of clips. A lot of clips, a lot of announcement, a lot of things. Gonna be fun. Gonna be amazing. So don't forget to give us a follow. And if you guys wanna join the Screen to Speed Spring Cup, feel free to join, because we'll be having another race in the Gran Turismo. Maybe I will see you on the track. Maybe I will get into the race, maybe, but we'll see. So yeah, thank you very much everyone. I'll see you next week on the INIT Talks. We'll be having a chat
Yes.
with Victoria Mello, the youngest member on the Dream Team, I must say. So
I
yeah.
think yes. I think I'm one of the oldest, or maybe the oldest in the dream team.
And Victoria, oh wow, it will be so fun and interesting, because again, she came from the program. She's still young, and you can, oh god, I
And
don't want to spill
has a
anything.
lot.
I don't want to
Yeah.
spill anything, but yeah, guys, tune in next week on INIT Talks episode 2,
Yes.
makeup lessons. Oh my god. Guess what? We will do a lot of things. A lot of fun on Init Esports Twitch channel. Yes, Micah, I can give you some makeup tutorial, makeup tips while driving. It's like a challenge. Sounds like a content. Sounds like a content. You know what? Stay tuned. I might see you guys on Discord, Init Esports Discord channel. And what about we discuss what's next? What's next on Init Esports? How about that? Super excited! Super excited! All right, let's end the Init Talk for today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Thank
Thank
you
you,
again,
everyone.
Yvonne, for your time today.
You're
And
welcome. Thank you.
don't forget to follow us one more time. Don't forget to follow us and expect to see more clips from today's stream on our social media. Don't forget to follow us one more time. Follow us on social media. All right, guys, have a great day. Have a great evening for all of you.
Bye
And
bye.
see you next week. Bye bye, bye bye. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys. Bye bye. Thank you, everyone.
Bye.